You were the one people called when it got bad, the steady voice, the clear head, the person who always had room for someone else's weight. Then one day you set it down, and the room did not even shift. The checkpoint has inspected this cargo before, but it never looks like cargo. It looks like generosity, like patience, like love. And from the outside, it is all of those things. But the checkpoint does not read the outside. The person who carries everyone learns a rule early. Your job is to hold. Their job is to be held. And as long as you keep holding, the system works. But no one asks what happens to the pillar when the building is empty. No one checks if the thing holding everything up is also the thing that is cracking. Listen carefully. The checkpoint has seen what strong people carry in hidden compartments. Not resentment, not anger, something quieter. The slow, corrosive realization that their role was never a relationship. It was a function. You were not loved for who you are. You were needed for what you provide. And those two things felt identical for so long that you stopped checking which one was true. That is the hidden weight. Not that people take. People take. The weight is that you made it so easy to take that they forgot there was a person underneath the service. And then the day comes where you cannot do it anymore. You do not make an announcement. You just stop answering as fast. Stop anticipating as much. Stop filling the gap before anyone notices it exists. And what happens? Nothing happens. That is the answer. This is the part people miss. No one calls to ask what changed. No one notices the weight has been set down. Because the system was not designed to check on the pillar. The system was designed to use it. And that silence, the silence after you stop carrying, that is the loneliest sound a strong person will ever hear. Not because people are cruel, because you trained them. You trained them to believe you did not need what you gave. I know what that silence sounds like. The room after you stop performing strength and realize no one was watching closely enough to see you set it down. That is not a small thing to carry, and the checkpoint sees it. So what does the checkpoint tell the person who held everything? Not to stop being strong. Strength is not the problem. The problem is that you never gave anyone the chance to be strong for you. You never said, I am tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. You never said, I need someone to ask me a question and actually wait for the real answer. You never let the weight be visible, and invisible weight cannot be shared. I carried like this once, called it love, called it duty. It was neither. It was the only way I knew to guarantee I would not be left. If I was useful, I was safe. That was the contract I signed with no one. The practice is not to stop carrying. It is to let the weight be seen. Say the true thing once to one person, without performing it, without softening it, without immediately following it with, but I am fine. If there is no one yet, start with a page. Drift Inward is a journal with AI that listens as you write, not to solve anything, but to reflect what you are actually carrying when you finally stop carrying it for someone else. Sometimes the first person who needs to see your weight is you. That is the practice. The ruling, you were not strong. You were load bearing, and no one knew the difference because you never let them see you bend. The checkpoint does not wave through invisible weight just because the carrier never complains.